In today's video, we're going to be building an automation that allows you to control devices remotely by enabling or disabling a 5-volt relay. To allow the communication with the devices, we're going to be using the MQTT protocol. Not only that, we're also going to be provisioning a MQTT broker locally so that you can have your own server running and exchanging the messaging between all your devices. Let's check now the list of the materials that we need to accomplish our project. And this is the diagram of our completed assembly. This is the USB module that we're going to be using to upload our software into ESP01. But in order to do so, we need to first jump the ground and GPI0. By default, if we don't perform this task, we won't be able to upload our software into the ESP01. So, as I'm pointing out, you should connect those two either by using a wire, or in our case, you can use a push button as well. I prefer the second choice because we can weld this into the USB module, and during the process in which we want to connect to the computer to upload our software, we can add this push button. We can press during the process and then release once we connect the USB into our computer. This is the process of welding this push button to the ground and in GPI 0. As you can see, I'm not a great welder, but in the end, we have our USB module with the push button, and once we push and insert in the computer, we allow to write into ESP0. Now, with our USB module, we are able now to add our ESP01 as connect to our laptop. As you can see, holding the press button, we connect to the laptop. So now we are good to go. We are ready to write our code and upload to the ESP01S. Now, let's start coding. And for that, we're going to be using Visual Studio Code. And the first application that we're going to be building is our MQTT broker. First, let's create a folder to hold our application. Let's go to that folder. And let's initialize an npm project, which is basically a Node.js application that we're going to be building. And we're going to be building this broker on top of an npm library called Aedes. I will put a link in the description about this project. It is an open source project which provides us with a scaffold library for having a skeleton MQTT broker. So we're going to have a very simple one based on this library. So once we have our project in place, we're going to be installing the library that I was mentioning. Once we install our library, we can see it listed in the dependencies in package.json. Once we have that, we are good to go to create our application and consume this library and run our MQTT broker. Now we're going to create our index.js file. Within this file, we're going to add the code of our broker. The code is available in the links of the description. Once we have the code in place, it's only a matter of executing with node index.js. Once it's running, we're going to have our broker running in port 18083. Now that the broker is up and running, let's give it a go and try. Let's use the MQTT Explorer application. Here we can connect with our local machine using protocol MQTT pointed to the door 1883. Once we connect it, we are able to start publishing and listening to the topics that we create. So a topic can be anything of a meaning to you. It's basically an identifier. You can have something like test, or you can have something like living room dash plug. Anything that carries meaning with you. As you are subscribing and publish the same topic, you are able to exchange messages in that topic. So you are free to give it a try and select any kind of name or any name to your topics with any kind of payload. As you can see, MQTT is very flexible. And now that you have our broker up and running, let's continue our implementation. Now, still using Visual Studio Code, we're gonna be building the application. It will be uploaded to ESP01. For that, I recommend you to add Platform IO plugin, but you can use any IDE of your choice. In this case, you can use Arduino IDE. It's a good choice as well. I won't be installing because I already have it added to my Visual Studio Code, but the process is pretty straightforward. Once you install, you go to the icon of Platform IO, and then the platform will be running within Visual Studio Code, and then we can start our IoT project. In Platform IO, we have many menus. One of those menus is the devices. Within devices, we can see all the connected devices in the notebook, include our ESP01. Now, in the menu projects, we're going to be creating our own project for our relay. Here, you can give any name for your project. In the board, you can select any board which has 8266 in the name. The framework we're going to be using Arduino. Once you finish, just press finish. Then your project will be created. Something important to mention, and I forgot in the beginning, is that we need to check the libraries that we're going to need in our project. Basically, all they are already part of the core platform IO, but there is one, the pub/sub client, which is a third-party library which enables to have MQTT connection. For that, you check if it is installed in your platform IO. If not, it's only a matter of installing and add to your project. Now that we checked this dependency, let's go back to our project and start our implementation. Let's now replace this template code with our own code. The link for this code that I'll be showing is part of the description as well. Here we have some placeholders, including the broker IP. As you can see, we still have our broker running in the background. To know which is the IP address of your machine, in my case using a MacBook, you can go to the network and then check which is the IP address of your machine within your network. Now, with your IP address at hand, let's replace it so that we can upload to our ESP01 device, and this will be able to connect to our server, which in this case is our laptop. You also should replace the SSID, which is your network, your Wi-Fi network, and add the password as well. The connection to the broker, it will happen in line 48, in which we are giving our device name relay001. The subscription to the topic, it will happen in line 50, in which we are subscribing to relay001 on and off topic, sending 0 to off and 1 to on. Now we're gonna upload our code to the ESP01. And for that, previously I already executed a build, but it's not necessary. You can click in upload, that we will start the process of building, and in the end upload to ESP01. As you can see, the process is almost completed, and once it's ready, we can detach the USB device and plug the ESP01 board into our relay. Now we can connect our ESP01 to the relay as I mentioned. Here you can see it connected to a power bank. To feed voltage to the ESP01 to work. And we also have the low voltage feeding the relay in order to open and close as we see fit by using MQTT. Here I will be using an MQTT client in my mobile phone. As you can see, we are subscribing to the same topic that you mentioned before, and as we send 0, we turn the relay off. As we send 1, we turn it on back again. Here I'm using an MQTT client in my mobile phone. So as you can see, we are subscribed to that topic. And as we send 0, we turn the relay off. And we send 1, we turn it on back again. And here I'm the LED circuit in which we have those batteries. It can be replaced by any other kind of voltage respecting the maximum voltage, which in this case is 220 if I'm not mistaken for this relay. So you can use to connect to appliances like a TV, a fan. This can be used to then remotely turn your devices on and off. And that's how I have to show it for you today, guys. Thank you. One more thing, code and the list of the equipment and materials used in this project are available in the description. Thank you. Bye.